Wednesday, June 18th, and it's exactly 6 p.m. We're going to call the ESBC meeting to order for the just our regular monthly meeting. And first, we'll start with any public comment. I don't see anybody here, so I'm assuming there are no comments this evening. Next, we'll move on to the approval of the May meeting minutes from May 20th, 2025. Are there any discussions? Those meeting minutes were in our packets. No discussion? All right. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes from May 20th?
So moved, Madam Chairman.
All right. There's a motion by Mike. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second by Dragut. And since we're doing this meeting virtually, we'll just do a roll call. So we'll start with Bill. Oh, you have to unmute, Bill.
I'm new to this. Okay. Yes.
Great. Dragut.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes, ma'am.
Kyla.
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't at the meeting.
And then I was also not at that meeting, so I also have to abstain. So that's 3 approvals and 2 abstentions. So those meeting minutes have been approved. All right. Next on the list, we have the May 2025 vendor invoice package. Chris, do you want to tell us what we're paying this month?
Sure.
It was a lengthy one.
Yep, there are 3 items, 2 from Vertex OPM invoice number 116-38 dated 5/31. There was $33,333.37 for construction phase contract document work. And then similarly for Vertex, there was bidding in the amount of $40,000 for a total from Vertex of $73,333.37. And then there was an invoice from Perkins Eastman. Invoice number was 00095421. And that was dated 6/5, and that was for architecture and engineering bidding phase. And that was in the amount of $166,500. So the total invoice for May is $239,833.37. Any questions?
Madam Chairman, if I may,
Yes.
I move the approval of the money as just listed. I don't know how to do that.
So there's a motion to approve the May vendor invoice package of $239,833.37. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we'll do another roll call vote. Bill?
Yes.
Dragut? Oh, you're on mute.
Me this time, huh? Yes.
Great. Mike?
Yes, ma'am.
Kyla?
Yes.
And I am a yes as well. So that passes through. We'll pay those invoices off.
Thank you.
All right, and at this time, we're going to turn the agenda over to Chris to walk us through the remaining items.
Great. Thank you. First up is an update for the construction and contract. Since our last meeting, we issued a notice of intent to award, went out on the 21st of May after this committee approved the award. The contract was fully executed on the 3rd of June, and we issued a notice to proceed on 6/4. A kickoff meeting occurred with the contractor and the design team and representatives from the town on 6/11. And our weekly owner, architect, contractor meeting started yesterday. And those will be running through virtually for the moment. And then when they're set up, they'll change to on-site. Mike, Tim, and Susan will be attending, and John Graziano will attend as time permits on that. The general contractor mobilization began the week of 6/9. We anticipate their schedule next Tuesday on the 24th, which we'll review. Submittals, the submittal process is underway, and Concom is scheduled to do a site walk on Monday, the 23rd, to review the erosion control and tree protection that's been put in per the order of conditions. We've been working through some issues with the contractor to make sure they meet the intent that's laid out by the Concom, and we're making progress there. We're just pushing to make sure that those requirements are upheld as we want to start out on the right foot.
Chris,
Yes.
do we have a time on that, when that walkthrough is going to happen? Did you
10
say?
a.m., I believe, Tim, and I'll check my emails and send you, if it's not 10, send you an email.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or comments regarding the construction contract or updates? If not, we can keep going and move into the street improvements, which is a parallel project, and the bidding update there. So the bid documents were made available to the bidders on the 10th of June. We had a pre-bid site walk that occurred this morning, and those bids are due on the 10th of July. One item related to the street improvements, the utility pole relocation, had to go through a permitting process for a couple of the poles that were in the right-of-way. And the upshot for that was they came back and there was a request made by the utilities arborist to remove 4 trees that are in the town's right-of-way. So there needed to be a hearing for that. That hearing occurred last night, and as we understand it, that relocation of those poles was approved. The trees were located essentially at the entry drive to the Marathon School, the existing Marathon School, adjacent to the property at 137 Hayden Rose Street. That is a property where we have mitigation included to both add plantings and add fencing there. So we hope this is not a major disruption. It shouldn't be. Our next meeting will be looking for approval of those bids if all goes well. So continue along that path. That's it for street improvements.
One more note on the street improvement. We did, John did reach out to the affected abutter. Ultimately, the decision that the trees needed to come down came from Eversource's side. The Verizon was looking at ways that they could possibly just take off limbs, but ultimately decided that Eversource decided it was necessary for the trees to come down because they'd be a safety risk to the poles. As John has said many times, he's committed to making sure that the ESBC are good neighbors. And so if the abutter reaches out to us, we'll certainly enter into a discussion. He's already receiving a number of trees as part of the mitigations that have already been agreed to by this committee. And so we would discuss any further discussion he wanted to have, but that was also noted at last night's hearing.
And Chris, I can share my screen and show specifically where we are in relation. So this is the existing entry drive at the Marathon School. This is the property line for 137. These dots in green are the 4 trees that the arborist for Eversource had tagged. And the highlights in yellow are the poles that are being relocated from the curb line back to the right-of-way. In addition, I have a couple of photographs showing which trees have been marked. This tree here out in the drive. And then I have another photo of 1, 2, 3 trees here in this cluster. So it's not taking the big one that's right on the property line, but 2 medium-sized and 1 small tree that are close to where those poles need to be relocated. Any questions?
Just to
So-
follow up, have all other butter issues been taken care of? Is that the only one that's outstanding?
We still have to reach out to them. That's actually on me. It's been on my list of things to do. We have a plan in place for all of them. It was approved by this group. A couple of them wanted to have some minor variations of that after, for instance, 149 wanted to revisit the issue after the property line is staked. That's now occurred. They're all going to have to agree to grant the license for the contractors to enter their property. We have those for the, or we have the template for that we can send them, but we don't have the official version from the building contractor, and it will also come from the road improvement contractor once that contract is approved. So that still remains out there, but we're not aware of any unexpressed concerns at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Chris, the trees that we're talking about removing, they're in the current right-of-way or easement for Eversource?
Yep.
So we're not taking down any neighbor trees there.
No, all of them are on either the right of way or the school's property.
Great. Thank you.
And I realize it's out of order, and I'm not sure that I can make a public comment as part of this not being a resident, but Chris Eberly, Vertex, we just wanted to express how pleasant it has been to work with Dr. Carol Kavanaugh over the course of what is almost 3 years at this point on this project. We have enjoyed working with her, and she has been very helpful to us with her experience in the past on these projects and helping to keep us move forward. So we appreciate the effort that she's put into this project.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I appreciate everything that Vertex has done, and same with Perkins Eastman. It has been wonderful working with you as our OPM and our designer. So this project's been going on for me since March of 2020. It happened only moments after the pandemic. And here we are today, about to break ground. So thank you. It's good.
So I know that those are all of the agenda items. John had mentioned that we may be discussing summer dates briefly. Is that something we're moving to another?
No, we can. I included in the meeting package the summer ESBC2 meetings, so the meeting on July, August, and September. And what we've done is we've kind of done an outline of what we anticipate for those meetings so people can plan around them, what potential approvals we'll need. As I mentioned, we will be looking at our next meeting on the 15th of July, potentially to award the road improvements project, the bids. And then, we don't anticipate any changes, but if anything comes up, we would need the ESBC's approval to move forward on that. So in addition to the meeting minutes and our normal invoice approvals, which will become more important as the amount of those invoices increases significantly with the contractors, costs, and also the prompt pay requirements that are the state mandate. So we want to make sure we can stay on top of the approval and payment of those.
Okay. Is there any other discussion or questions about the summer meetings? We're good? Okay, great. So we've reached the end of the agenda. And as Chris alluded to, this is Dr. Kavanaugh's last ESBC2 meeting. So thank you for everything, Dr. Kavanaugh, not only for Elmwood, the future Charleswood, but all of our schools. Thank you so much for leading the way.
Thank you. It has been my pleasure to be here for 9 years, more than 7 of them as superintendent. It's been wonderful. So thank all of you you're the volunteers here. So thank you.
All right. So it is 6:16. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Madam Chairman.
All right, a motion by Mike. And is there a second?
Second?
Second. Second by Bill. Roll call vote. Bill?
Thank you, Carol. Again, I appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed your event last week, but thank you for everything you've done for the town and for the schools. We're going to miss working with you. And I'm a yes on adjourn.
DeGroot?
Yes, and thank you, Dr. Kavanaugh, for everything you've done. It's been a pleasure.
Mike?
I'm a yes, and I've already spoken to Dr. Kavanaugh, and I absolutely thank her for everything she's done for the town and for my grandkids. Thank you.
And Kyla?
Yes. And she did tell me she would come back to see the building completed. So
She absolutely has to.
You
Yes.
have to.
When you cut that ribbon, I will be there.
All right. And then me, and I'm a yes as well. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. The meeting's now adjourned.
Great
7:16.
job, Madam
Good night,
Chairman.
everybody.
that was
Take care.
efficient.
Bye. Congrats, Carol.
Good night. Thank you.